Yo, what's up, guys? I thought I'm gonna update my dungeon NG guide, whatever, templates you would want to run if you are into Guild Wars Dungeons, or into dungeon touring specifically. This time in this video, like the last time I talked about some consumables and shit, like should be pretty obvious by now. Like get your sigils, get your potions, get your consumables. All that good shit. Get your Zera portal, get your executioner X, get your Choya, but don't knock people with it. Yeah. So that's pretty much like the basic stuff that like everybody's gonna tell you. But I just wanna focus on the build templates I use for touring right now. Since we got the update recently that made power mech pretty good, which is kind of cringe. So I think I'll start with just addressing the big question in the room. Like how good is power mech and is it actually better than holo and shit? And it actually depends. If you are playing with good people, holo is just straight up better since it's more burst. But if you're with pucks or if you're solo or duo or lowman, bosses and dungeons in certain situations, power mech should be better than holo since fights are longer and you have your guy tanking for you, which is obviously pretty neat. So yeah, I'd suggest if you're playing with parks, if you're playing with clowns even, then it's time to whip out the power mech. But if you're playing with the boys, if you're doing the big damage, if the dungeon bosses melt, then you definitely want to play holo. Okay, so let's get into the templates. First template, just your basic holosmith, 100 heat, scholar rune, full berserker obviously, and we also have the infusions because we are not slacking. On NG we have the luxury to run legendary weapons since we don't need to swap any weapons out, like Guardian for example, or Ranger. So we should definitely do that, since legendary weapons scale better when it comes to damage in low level dungeons. We could also use pack runes in low level dungeons for to crit cap, but with the recent changes to our trades and the Fury change, we got 10% more now, right? And in AC, we are already, which is like AC is the lowest dungeon, and we are already at 85% crit cap when enemies are bleeding and we are in range with Fury. And then CM is 10% is missing, TA 5% is missing, SE we are already crit capped. So I'm not sure. If you want to sweat, you can. I guess you could use. I'm not really like I didn't crunch the numbers or anything. I'm not sure if it's worth it on NG, but yeah. Just wanted to mention that. Yeah. Talking about skills on Power NG, I'd suggest you watch like tours and shit to see what you're gonna do. But I mean, we can drop the mines, we can precast them, we can precast Big Gold Bomb for CC, we can do our Rifle 4 for CC, we can do Holo 5 for CC. We want it so our overhit tick is hitting the boss if possible, obviously, right? Because it's big damage. Yeah, we give might to our allies all around us now with Rifle 2, which is pretty nice. Yeah, but just basic stuff. I really like to run medkit on tours on my NG. I think medkit is just the best skill, the best skill you can use in tours, since like you don't need AED. If you're dying, then I mean I don't know, something went completely wrong, and you should probably like flame your team. But medkit it's an AoE Conti cleanse, it's pulsing. Like if you're fighting an enemy, if you killed it after combat and you still have like conditions on you, you can cleanse that in your team, which is pretty good. So you can instantly port and get out of combat. Yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted to say about and this is the build or like the setup you're gonna play on most bosses. but tours are all about juggling heat. This is why I'm gonna release like shortly, like maybe today even, maybe tomorrow, I don't know, maybe this next week. I'll release a commentary like of a tour where I'll talk about why I do shit and stuff. So if you're curious what skills you actually use in tour, you should check that out when it's up. Anyway, let's keep going with the second template, which is our skipping / super speed template. Sephirite runes for Omega, super speed, uptime and shit. It's a full diviner. You just want that max boon duration. It's not gonna be max in like low level dungeons, but almost. Like it's good enough. Like you just can't do more because you just wanna have the Sephirite runes. Using celerity sigils on both of our weapons for chesting. I'll talk about that in another video. I think this is too much for this. But yeah, talking about skills in this one, you can run this with a number of different like variations and stuff. This build, like you'll see it if you watch like other people play NG. They have like they do stuff a little bit different. They play stuff like this, but I don't know. Just I like these skills like this. It's like set up for giving people super speed in a tour. We give super speed here, we give it here to other people here. And then obviously we can swap out the heal skill. But as I said, like I like medkit. Condy cleansing is fun. The medkit 5 is pretty good if you also if you're chesting. Can also use the medkit 5 to give those boons for a pretty long duration. Yeah, stealth on the gyro, super clutch. Don't forget about the trait you're playing, that if you dodge, you reduce your cooldown on that. Is there anything else? I don't think so. I think that's pretty much it for skipping. I mean, rocket boots is just for personal, like mobility, obviously. Yeah. Let's move on to the third template. The third template is like the important part about this template is just the build template, honestly. It's the same as the 100 heat template, but it has the 150 heat rate and not the normal 100 one. It's just so I can conveniently swap between 100 and 150 heat. There are some situations where you play 150. I'm thinking about them. I mean, there are a few situations where you can play that, and then it's just more convenient to just press a hotkey than opening up your hero panel and changing the skill. But you could also do that, I guess, and then you could just skip this template. What I'd like to run on the equipment side of the third template is just strength runes. I'm using this on when I do in AC in the Lava Script the Burrow solo, so I have more strength, more might duration. But yeah, this one is pretty optional. You can do whatever you want with this one, honestly. Let's keep on going with the next template. This is the Mechanist template, full boon duration, or like as high of boon duration as you can go. I guess you could play a concentration sigil here, but this is also my my heal mech template. What you're gonna do in this template is pretty much just using F2 and F3, and the blink. The blink is pretty nice here and there. But yeah, those two skills giving you team electricity, that's pretty much why you have this template activated, and this is why you want to have like as much boon duration as possible. This is like actually not optimal. I should run concentration sigil, but yeah. Let's move on to the fifth template. The fifth template is my quick scrapper template. There are like 2 places where I use this right now in tour, and this is like the most optional template there is. Like if you have 5 templates and you really have like you're a poor clown and can't get a 6th one for your dungeon energy because you're a cringer, I guess you can skip this one. But yeah, it's just a basic quick scrapper template like that you would use in raids as well. And nothing special about this one, so I can move on to the last template, which is power mech. Wow, cringe. Nah. So for tours, there's one place where I use it right now, and that's in SE where I solo knock. It's just nice to have the mech around tanking shit, right? And the damage is pretty good if you're alone in long fights. On my solo setup, I'd use. I mean, right now it's. I did some strike missions, so I have still the Goldemancer rune in there. But I wouldn't use that rune in dungeons, honestly, because I mean the mech already is a big fucking clown, and he's. I mean, you could control him like somewhat, but he's still annoying. Let's be honest. But the the Golem Mark 1, you spawn with the Golemancer rune, that guy is completely mental. There's like no way you can tell that guy what you want to do, and he's gonna screw you over one way or the other. So I wouldn't play those runes. I just play strength runes. That's what I do when I solo knock. Play strength runes for the extra might duration, and then you can go this for Perma Fury and this for like 25 might, honestly, combined with Rifle 2. I don't know. If you're pugging dungeons, if you're playing with the clowns, you're playing like power mech basically everywhere. You could think about like maybe playing pinpoint, but I mean then again it's like clowns. So what are like clowns doing with 5 might? But definitely like maybe a trade you could consider. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And since I'm using this for like basically the knock solo, I always this extra lively here with Mad Scientist and Knight. But that's pretty much what I wanted to talk about. If I'm not mistaken. I think that's it. So thanks for watching, guys, and I hope you enjoy your Giga Chat dungeon tours. Later.